I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on you. Hey, everybody. So good to see all of you here on this beautiful Thursday evening. Welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday, November 24th, 2022, aka Thanksgiving, aka the day where we really should be recognizing indigenous people and the genocide that they suffered, aka a regular day to some of y'all. Whichever it is, hello and welcome to the Jaybefaunt channel. My name is James Fauntleroy. I'm your host as always. Just to let you guys know that the Jaybefaunt channel is available on all major podcast platforms like Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, so you can subscribe to me there. I'm also part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network, so you can catch me on the JB Show on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern on RBN, as well as RBN Live on Tuesdays at 4, and the Savvy and JB Show typically on Thursdays at 6. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up because you know that the algorithm doesn't like us. Shout out to all the patrons on Patreon, Coffee, as well as all of the members and people who do send me mutual aid. But without you all, I would not have a channel. I would not be able to do this. So thank you from the top and bottom of my hearts. As per usual, we're going to get into the salutations and saying hello to everybody who is in the chat this evening. Good to see all of you, starting off with a super chat from JM, who is also a JB member. Thumbs up. Good to see you. Thank you so very much. We also have Angela Sangster, who's also a JB member, saying greetings and salutations, JB, and awesome chat, people. Much love. So good to see you. We also have Danny in the house saying happy Thanksgiving, Scary. Hello, everyone. I'm Scary? I hope not. Well, depends on who you're talking to. CBC Voter is also in the chat saying, hey, good to see him. Zach Davis is in the chat, says, hey, JB, hope you're having a good day. I am. I had some mac and cheese today, so I'm doing great. Angela Sanction says, oh, snap. Didn't say there was going to be entertainment also. Absolutely. All right. Theron says, hey, JB, good to see you as well. John to Emily says, hi, everyone. So good to see you. The J to the E. All right, is up in the house. Leroy is in the house saying peace. Peace back to you, bruh. Good to see you. We have Krona Ursa saying, hello, JB. Hello, Krona. I'm sorry. The T's taking effect now. All right. Chris Hayes is a SM, says the Vanguard. Oh, Lord. The Vanguard boys love John Fetterman because he wears a hoodie and shorts. No comment. Jessica's in here waving hello, hello, Jessica. All right. Daniel's in the chat saying happy Thanksgiving, JB. Good to see you, Daniel. Hello. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. All right. We have Queerback Socialista says, hey, people. Hello. Good to see you as well in the chat. All right. Okay. So it's good to see all of you here today. And if anybody who I didn't get to say hello to, I'm sorry I missed you. Just checking on Rockfin. All right. Okay. So there's a couple things that I want to do this evening. Number one of the reasons why I did the stream is like, JB, why did you do the stream today? You could have just took the day off. Yes, but number one, there's a couple of updates and there's a story that I want to touch on today. Excuse me. Also, some people are alone today. Now, some people do not recognize the holiday of Thanksgiving, which is fine. I didn't celebrate most of my life because I was in a religious organization that didn't recognize Thanksgiving. It's fine. But there's some people that, some people are alone tonight. And some people just don't have somebody to be with. And that's another reason why I'm doing the stream as well, is because I want you guys to feel like you matter and I'm present here with you. It's not easy sometimes, you know what I mean? And I've seen some people say, "Well, I'm alone tonight," and if I can help it, if I can help it at least a little bit, just a little bit, hang out with me for a few, chill out, talk about some stories. You guys can respond in the chat. You know what I mean? Look, like I said, we have to focus on leaving the world better than we found it, and sometimes that means helping people in an emotional way in a way that helps them to in a way stay sane. You know what I mean? Because there's so much that's going on in our lives today. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this as well. You know, I would be honest with you. I was ready to go to sleep because look, JB got to tell you that mac and cheese. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I showed her. Oh, that mac and cheese hit. It slapped like Will Smith. So yeah, but that's one other reason why. But yeah, so good to see you guys. And I want to get to the first story. I noticed a couple new people came in already, so make sure to say hello to them as well. Hmm. Oh, some interesting things already being said. Okay. Um, Arif is in the chat saying, "Thanks, Obama, for corporate supremacy." Yeah, yeah, thanks. Sorry, Fairy's also in the chat saying, "Hey, besties, who's high?" I'm not, at least not yet. Thinking about taking an edible after this, but then by the time I take it, it'll be about an hour or so. If I take it after this stream, by the time, yeah, it'll be time for me to go to bed. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up high though. I kind of don't want to, so I might end up just waiting until the weekend. Who knows? We'll see. Notori, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Who else is in the chat before I continue? Let me see. I wanna make sure I get to a few couple more people. Yipper99 is in the chat as always. Says, should I leave a like? Should I? Dun dun dun. If you're feeling frisky, go ahead and do it. Do it. Desert Mantis is in the chat. Good to see you, Desert Mantis. All right, all right. Get some beautiful people in here. Beautiful people with big, beautiful hearts. That's what I love to see. Okay. Um, so one of the first things that I wanted to touch on is I would like to touch on this a little bit. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of a history lesson. and then I'll get to the story update, as well as another story that came across my purview that I would like to get into as well. But this, I shared this on RB. No, I shared this on Savvy Saps when I was on Savvy Show on Tuesday night. Yes, I was on Savvy Show Tuesday night. You should check that out. She did an amazing stream, as always. But this was by Henry Louis Gates, and 100 amazing facts about the Negro. Says, who designed the March on Washington? This is by Henry Louis Gates, and this is originally posted on the Root. This is going to be interesting. It says, if you had been a bus captain en route to the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in August of 1963, you would have known who its organizing genius was, and you would have been surprised to see his picture in the cover of Life magazine a week later. Yet, all of the leaders of the civil rights movement, yet of all the leaders of the civil rights movement, Bayard Rustin lived and worked in the deepest shadows, not because he was a closeted gay man, but because he was trying to hide, but because he wasn't trying to hide who he was. That combined with his former ties to Community Party was considered to be a liability. So whatever his detractors said, there would always be that perfect day of the march, that beautiful concentrated expression of Rustin's decades of commitment to vociferous but always nonviolent protest. It was, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, the greatest demonstration for freedom in American history. And it is why, on his 50th anniversary, I ask that you teach your children one new name from the heroes of Black history. Please let it be Bayard Rustin. So, the architect of the March on Washington, where the I Have a Dream speech was spoken, and many other people actually spoke at that. It wasn't just Dr. King. It was architect and built by a gay man. And I think this is important to our American history to talk about, because a lot of times people really don't talk about the foundational structures of how liberation is built, and a lot of times it's typically built by people who are the most disenfranchised among us. And this is just a little bit of I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there's just a little bit of a little bit of history to talk about, as far as who Bayard Rustin was and how he contributed to, pushing us or propelling us forward to a better world. And so this is another name that you can put in, along with the Asada Shakurs and the Angela Davises and the Huey Newtons and the Fred Hamptons, and the George Jacksons. So you can do that as well. And the Marsha P. Johnsons. So I think this is really interesting to do. And so, I just wanted to put that out there and make sure I talk about it, because, history also allows you to see the depth of who was on the right side. So I just want to do that as well. But, and let me share this on Rockman too, just in case there's anybody wanting to see this when they come into the chat. Okay. But isn't that interesting though? That's really cool. I mean, I'm just saying. So yeah. Let me go to the chat really quick. Excuse me. All right. You guys are funny. Angela says, I'm pretty high. More than pretty high. I'm twice baked potato squared. Be happy and enjoy yourself, Angela. Look, all love here. All love here. Definitely. All right. Hobo Rody says, greetings, humans. Good to see you, Hobo Rody. All right. Theron says, I'm a fan of the big, beautiful queers with their big, beautiful spike heels fighting back. Oh, I have an update. You probably already know about it, but it's to some people they probably don't know yet. But we're gonna get into that too. It's pretty deep. It gets pretty deep. All right. See, John to Emily says there was a LGBT in civics rights that was left out of history books. Yeah, yeah. And so the thing is that sometimes we have to teach ourselves because the system won't allow us to be taught these things that we need to know um, about who is integral in helping us to do better within our world, within our country. Desert Mensa says, I know nothing about Bayard. Time to learn. Yeah, it is time for us to continue to keep learning from our revolutionary leaders. We see Lenin fought for Ukrainian independence, says baked potatoes sounds good. All right. She's Black is in the chat, says, I read about Bayard being a CIA FBI informant, unfortunately. Oh, really? Interesting. That's the case. Well, that's sad. I wonder if they got to him before the the setting up the March on Washington, or was it afterwards? And it's sad. A lot of times, what they'll do is that they'll exploit, like for instance, they could go, well, we know you're gay, so if you don't do what we say, or if you don't do this, then it'd be a shame if they found this out and then your reputation is ruined. They do some sneaky shit like that. Robin, so good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving, Robin. All right. Okay. Old man Barker says, try. All right. So let's get into one of my primary updates. So, um, this is going to be an update. It's not going to be very long. It's going to be kind of quick, but I just want to get to this really quick. Remember a couple days ago when I came on here and I, talked about the a mass shooter killing five at a club at Club Q in Colorado Springs, and he was taken down by patrons. Um, one of the heroes being an army veteran, and then another hero also being a drag queen with high heels on. I don't know who that drag queen is, but that drag queen need to come up in front of cameras and say, "Yup, I took my stilettos and I bashed his face in. Yes, I did. Please, please." And look, and I want her to come out and drag and say, "Yes, I did. I say, yes." God, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Come out in a red dress. That would be great, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's this story. Well, they they caught up with the shooter's father, and they had a conversation with the shooter's father, and I think this is very important because we have to know it's good to know the type of people that I don't want to use that word, that inculcate these type of ideas into other people, right? So let me share my screen really quick. This is it, I'm not gonna lie, it's sad, but we have to talk about it. So I want you guys to hear this first. Brian Tyler Cohen shared this video. So I just want you guys to hear what he has to say first, and then we'll go back over it in a second. So
there was a shooting involving multiple people, right? And then I found later on to find it's a gay bar.
Yeah, right. And
I was like, oh my god, is he gay? As a scared, oh my god, shit, is he gay? And he's not gay, so it's
well, you guys had conversations about that. You were.
Oh yeah,
you told him. Yeah, you were adamant that gay is bad.
I'm a Mormon. I'm a conservative Republican, and we don't do gay. Gay. We don't do gay.
Yeah.
I can't get answers from the attorneys really, but they're saying that some of these, it's involving a gay bar or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the heck he did at a gay bar. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's accused of going on a mass shooting at a gay bar and killing 5 people.
Colorado.
Okay, well, that's shit. If he's accused of doing that, I'm glad he's not gay. I'd say that, but he's not gay. There was a shooting involved.
did you hear what he said? Let's go back over it for a second, and I'll stop at intervals to explain.
Multiple people,
right?
And then I found later on to find it's a gay bar.
Yeah, right. And
I was like, oh my god, is he gay? As a scared, oh my god, shit, is he gay? And he's not gay, so it's
well, you guys had.
So he found out his son shot up a gay bar, and he was asking the question, "Is my son gay? Is my son gay?" And he found out that his son's not gay, and he goes, "Thank God." So he's more okay with his son being a mass murderer than his son being gay or his child being gay. And why did I say, and why do I correct myself? Because it just came out in the New Yorker that they being the shooter is now saying that they are non-binary. Well, I guess that's not good news for the dad. Never mind the fact that they decided to go into a gay bar and kill 5 people and injure 25. Let's continue.
Conversations about that. You were adamant that gay is bad.
I'm a Mormon. I'm a conservative Republican, and we don't do gay.
He said he's a Mormon, he's a conservative Republican, and they don't do gay. Yeah. So this was his biggest concern.
Yeah.
I can't get answers from the attorneys really, but they're saying that some of these, it's involving a gay bar or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the heck he did at a gay bar. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's accused of going on a mass shooting at a gay bar and killing 5 people.
Colorado.
Okay,
well, he's being accused of mass shooting a gay bar. Okay, well,
that's shit. If he's accused of doing that, I'm glad he's not gay.
I'm just glad he's not gay. He's like, I'm just glad he's not gay. He shot up a club. All right. Killed a bunch of people. All right, as long as he's not gay. It's interesting. It's peculiar. They make skits about stuff like that. They literally make skits. Okay. Oh, well, this person, is a mass shooter. This person killed all these different people. Well, as long as they're not gay. do you think about that? Do you think that it's I'm hearing some people say that he looks kind of out of it, out of sorts. Now, I don't know how he is naturally, but he's under the influence. I don't know. Maybe that's just him naturally. I don't know. But even still, I'll put it this way. You know, the old phrase goes, a drunk person speaks a sober mind. I say a high person also speaks a sober mind. So if he's high, then that's basically is everything that's in here. So whether he's sober or whether he's high, everything he's saying is what he actually feels. And the crazy part is, it's this hidden thing in your head. Like, I'm more okay with him being a mass murderer, or I'm sorry, I'm okay with they being a mass murderer than them being gay or wanting or loving someone of the same gender. The father is more okay with mass murder. This is why people like me have to be extremely careful whenever I go outside my front door. I have to be extremely careful. And I'm, as far as being effeminate, I don't behave that way. And it's not on purpose. I'm just me. But I don't behave effeminate naturally. I behave kind of middle of the road, more to the masculine side. So I don't have to worry as much as, the gay or non-binary people who are more femme, because I actually am more concerned about them, because it's quote unquote more apparent. And so then you get people who want to do them harm. Then on top of it, you have apps and you have dating apps and things like that where people will pretend to be someone who's gay just so that they can, beat you up, or, cold a herd, so to speak, because they want to get rid of as many of us as possible. So this is the father of the shooter. This is who he is. This is now you see how the shooter got the ideology that they did. And that is, you know, sometimes people who really do this type of stuff, sometimes you wonder if it's mental illness or it's just social conditioning. Because sometimes it may not be mental illness, it may be societal conditioning. That's what it could be as well. Let me go to the chat. Theron says the shooter's father is a mess and a half. Come to think of it, so is the shooter's mother and her father. Yeah, he was basically breathing a sigh of relief that his son isn't gay, that he thinks. Jessica says, I dug into that story. The dad was estranged from the son. The child had a bad childhood, and the dad is a porn star in the history of meth addiction. Mom was on drugs. Mom and grandmom raised him. Wow. Hmm. It's sad. Sad all around. Hobo Rody says, damn, looks like a cartoon character. Yeah. Robin says he's a murderer, but at least he's not gay. What the F? Yeah. It's wild. Chris Hayes says there are less dumb Americans in the world today. I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about? Daniel says, yeah, that's what I say. Like, are you serious? Yeah. And here's the thing. More men in a porn star with a meth addiction history. See, here's the thing. I don't care about the porn star part. I honestly don't, because the thing is that if he's a sex worker, I stand in solidarity with sex workers. Whatever. That's fine. There's plenty of them who are not like that guy. So I don't want people to think that, oh, because he was a sex worker, then they're it's typical that they're like that. No. So so I don't really care much about that. But as far as the religious belief, I mean, I watch the Latter Day Saints church come out and condemn him. They're going to come out and condemn him. I have a feeling they will. And the addiction history, um, there's many people who deal with addiction who don't share that ideology as well. And so you know, but at the same time, I think that, you know, that's where that is to the extent of my empathy goes, is to, dealing with addiction and things like that. But his ideas and ideology is horrid. You know what I mean? So, it's just sad. And who's to say that the father and the son weren't corresponding? I mean, well, the father and the child, I'm sorry, and the shooter weren't corresponding. Because they could have been corresponding and the parents had no idea. Hmm. Wow. But yeah, Jessica says Grandma May's minor wishes to protect himself and his future from any connections to birth father and his criminal history. Father had no contact with the minor for several years. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Jessica. I appreciate it. The dad wasn't around at all. The whole family story is disturbing. Ooh, this is why, man. Gene says, face it, your culture is so violent that a mass murder is normal. This is from continuous wars and treating your community members like throwaway trash. It's all connected. That I agree with. It is all connected. So, man. But yeah, John, in the full interview, he says he's fucked up from meth. Don't shoot the messenger. I mean, if that, I mean, man, addiction is a whole another story, and that's tough. Media Dream says, JB, why does everyone hate femme gays? Some people hate them. There's many different reasons why somebody would hate. Um, I mean, the easiest answer would be religious aspects, but sometimes it's also jealousy, because you have some people that are willing to live their life out loud, unapologetically, and some people hate the fact that they can do that because they actually want to, but they can't. There's also some people that hate them because deep inside they're just like them, but they feel like they can't do it, and they hate people like that based on societal conditioning, or to make other people think that there's no way that they can be gay just like them. And so they have to put on a show by bashing and fighting and damn near killing somebody who is gay, especially effeminate, so that they appear like, oh, I can never be, look at what I just did, I I kicked their ass, you know. And then you have some people who just feel like they were raised religious, and they feel it's their place to do the job where they think God, you know, you know, either hasn't done yet or has failed to do, which is to get rid of the sinners. You know what I mean? They feel it's their job to cleanse the world. There's many different reasons. There may be even reasons that I didn't touch on that I can't think of on the spot right now. But there's a lot of people who do dislike them, and that's the way they feel. A lot of it is that societal conditioning, and then, of course, there's the conditioning of you know the perpetual lie that's being told that they think that they're protecting children when I mean, we're only interested in consensual relationships with other adults. So, but somehow they have a feeling that they're protecting children. And so there's this lie that's continuously being told. And that lie is part of a division. And that what that division does is that it keeps us divided, especially those of us who are poor and working class, so that we can't come together. We can't team up together against the oppressor class, against the oligarchs. And so because of that, we have, there's this division that keeps us from truly getting liberation for all of us. Because once you start to liberate or participate in the liberation of people who are the most disenfranchised among us, that means that the people who aren't as disenfranchised, it also covers them as well. See what I mean? So that's also part of it. That division is wanted by the oppressor class, because that means if the working class and poor people are divided, it means that they continue to do they have been for years and years and years. Gene says, did you talk about the fact that the mass shooting date is the same date for remembering the murders of gay and trans people? No, I did not. But that's also a really good point as well. I think it was Trans Day of Remembrance around the world a couple days ago. So that's also very important. And is it ironic, or I'm sorry, not ironic, but is it coincidental? Maybe. I don't know. But it just makes me sad thinking about it. Where Pilgrim said, well, I'm sorry, what he says, don't want to derail the convo, but wanted to note that RBN was mentioned by a caller during the call-in portion of Yet Cantrell's stream yesterday. It is entitled Remember Riding the Wave versus Creating the Current. The caller was referring to RBN as FHL and seemed to be upset about the comments on climate change and reparations. Set to 14. Perhaps you can watch later in the discussion of RBN members. Yvette wasn't aware of RBN. She may be now. Could be open to further discussion. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. But yeah. Hey, Roger Meadows. Good to see you. All right. Jessica says that it's very extreme to go from the criminal history, sex work, drugs, and then Mormon conservative. Seem extreme to me, but who am I to judge? There's a lot of people that go through many different phases in their life. You know, there are a lot of people who go from, you know, doing something like sex work to becoming extremely religious and trying to feel like they need redemption and things like that. So I've seen it being in a deeply religious organization for almost 20 years. Yeah, I've seen it. So um it's not anything beyond the pale that I've never seen. So that's how it is. But so yeah, that was the update about the shooter for the Club Q shooter. Their father. Just yeah, that's more an update. Now, there's another story that I wanted to get into. Actually, let me make sure. Okay, no. I wanted to get into this story as well. This is going to be interesting. And we are approaching 2023. And in the new year, a lot of people talk about taxes, right? And as far as taxes are concerned, you know, it's complex. It pisses you off. It's just it's over the top. But let me go here to let me share my screen really quick, just so that we can get into this, because this is going to be an interesting story that I want to cover as well. This is the tweet by Cory Doctorow. So I'm reading from this um instead of the blog post instead, because it actually has photos. And knowing somebody like me, I like photos, so it makes it more interesting to see. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. But yeah, so let's get into it. And this is another story that I found really interesting that I want to talk about. So he starts off with, if you e-file your U.S. tax, H&R Block, Tax Act, or Tax Slayer, your most sensitive financial information was non-consensually shared with Facebook, where it was added to the involuntary dossier. The company maintains billions of people, including people who don't use Facebook. If you, so it talks about essay format, which I have up, but I didn't. I'm not reading from there. It says a blockbuster investigative report from the Markup and The Verge reveals that major tax prep services illegally embedded the Facebook tracking pixel in their sites, configured so that it transmitted as much data as possible to surveillance giants. It says in their defense, the companies say that they didn't know that they were sending all this data to Facebook, and that they were using Facebook's surveillance pixel to deliver more personalized customer experience. The companies have set the Facebook tracking pixel to use automatic advanced matching, which scores any page it's embedded in for personally identifying information to harvest and transmit to Facebook. Facebook claims that it doesn't want this data and won't use it, though the company has been previously caught violating fair finance laws by using finance data to discriminate against Black families. So this one is DOJ settles lawsuit with Facebook over allegedly discriminating in housing. But it is possible that Facebook isn't using, but I'm sorry, but isn't, but I can't talk today. But it's possible that Facebook isn't using this data, or that it doesn't know whether it's using this data. Facebook's own internal audits show that the company doesn't know what data it collects or how it uses it. Remember, Facebook claims that it collects your data based on your consent. Somehow, it thinks that you can consent to collecting and using your data in ways that even Facebook can't describe. As infuriating as Facebook's role in this data theft is, the real scandal is that Americans have to pay for tax preparation at all. And most of the world's wealthy countries, the tax authorities send taxpayers a pre-completed tax return every year. I think this is also true in Japan. I think they do that. I at least seen the Japanese one. It's like a card, and they send it to you, and it shows line by line all the things that, all the tax information, deductions, what you owe, all that together, and how much you're getting back. So you don't even have to do your taxes in some of these countries. It continues, you can modify this return on your own or with the help of a tax prep professional, or you can just mail it back for free. This makes sense. The tax authorities already know how much you've made. They know what deductions you're entitled to. It is surreal that you have to pay a professional to fill in a form to tell the IRS a bunch of things it already knows about you, right? Every attempt to bring free tax prep to the U.S. has been scuttled by an unholy alliance of anti-tax streamers like Grover Norquist, a sadist who wants to make paying taxes as cumbersome and as painful as possible, and the deep-pocketed, highly concentrated tax prep industry. Companies like H&R Block and Intuit, the owners of TurboTax, have spent millions lobbying against free tax prep. It is money well spent because tax prep makes billions for these companies. The biggest tax prep companies formed something called the Free File Alliance that purported to offer free tax prep and low to medium income Americans. In practice, free filing turned out to be a marketing funnel that tricked people into paying for services that were entitled to get for free. Intuit alone stole billions this way. The monopolists who run America's tax prep services claim that government can't do anything well and insist that the private sector will bring efficiencies to tax prep. In reality, these companies literally have no idea what they're doing. They don't know what data they're collecting, nor who they're sharing it with. Same goes for Facebook. Companies that are not disciplined by competition or regulation don't have to be good at their jobs. Ain't that the truth? These companies' major competence is lobbying Congress to prevent the passage of meaningful privacy laws and laws that would save Americans billions through IRS prepared tax returns. As Harvard tax law professor Manny Lee Matlock told uh, Varlogos Varlog Simon, Angie Walker, and Colin Litcher. This data, Valdez, is the most inevitable consequence of relying on for-profit companies to handle a government requirement. It's a process that provides users little choice but hand over their data to Facebook if they want to comply with the law. So this is basically talking about, you know, these companies who are basically using your data when it comes to the taxes. And these companies, they have access to all this data. And what good is it doing to you? It's really just milking you dry. And I think I remember a show with Hassan Minaj actually talk about tax prep and how these companies, these corporations, are really just, charging us, up the wazoo for billions and billions of dollars just so that we can prepare taxes that the government already knows what we owe and how much we owe, but we have to kind of do it anyway. It's weird, right? And so, like, why do we have to do tax prep at all? And the fact is that, the data that's being taken away by Facebook, the data that's being used and taken by these different tax prep companies, it's just wild. Uh, I I'm just like at a loss for words because it just shows how deep it is and how the sausage is made. And once you find out how the sausage is made, you can't forget it. Let me go to the chat really quick. Hey, Eric. Eric is in the chat. Good to see you. John H says, laugh out loud. We don't actually want this data that we wrote algorithms to track. Ay, ay, ay. This is good information, Gene. Today is the National Day of Mourning, a day of remembrance and spiritual connection, as well as protest against the racism and oppression that Indigenous people continue to experience worldwide. Definitely. Thank you for that. Yeah, Desert Mission says it's a scam by the tax preparation business. Yeah, and that's what they do. Um, oh, let me see if I have access to it. Let me see. that it? Let me make sure. No. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Um, is this it? Hang on. No, wait. Hang on. All right, let me see. Okay. I found it. Okay. Now, because I watched Hassan Minaj, this was kind of funny. He showed this site. So, if you guys are going to be preparing your taxes next year, by law, these sites actually have to have a free way, but they keep it hidden. But they actually got links to all of the free versions so that you don't have to pay if you just doing simple tax preparation. And he shared what's called turbotaxsucksass.org. And it goes uh, and it says TurboTax and other tax prep companies misled millions of Americans into paying to file their taxes, even though they could do it for free. That sucks ass. We think it should be easy to file your taxes, even if you still use TurboTax. File for free by clicking the links below. And this was set up by Hassan Minaj, and they did not take it down, thankfully. And so I go to this whenever I need to do my taxes. I just go here, and then you can choose whichever one you want, and you just do it for free. So this is a way around it. But the thing is that even still, there's so many people who still get shafted by these companies, and the shafting is in league or in concert with you know apps like Facebook. And so the fact that Facebook is also helping with this, you know, it just sucks because we don't really, we don't need really private companies to help do tax prep. We honestly don't. So yeah, I just honestly think that we shouldn't have to rely on these. I honestly think it should be just a national thing. Like we should just be able to go to IRS every year and then have our taxes done. Um, Let me see. Kona Ursa, yes. I just put the link in, but I'll put it in again. And let me also put it in Rockfin as well, just in case there's anybody in Rockfin watching. Okay. All right. So it's turbotaxsucksass.org. That's what it is. Let me see. Nadia says lips of TikTok incited people to attack a different T TDOR. What's that? Oh, Trans Day of Remembrance event in Boulder, Colorado. So it's plausible that Aldrich was inspired to attack Club Q by that incitement. Wow. Yeah, that's man. And I think there was I forgot that group. They wear like the navy blue shirts with the khakis and they have their faces covered. I forget their name. Um but they also tried to attack I think it was a gay pride event, something like that. But yeah, they were trying to do that too. I think it was in Idaho, if I remember. Yeah. So yeah. Eric says free filing is good. When are we going to start demanding more? I mean, that should be part of it. I mean, we shouldn't have these companies, to have to file through. I wholeheartedly agree. Gene, are you here in the United States? If you're not, then yeah, there are some companies, private companies, where you literally have to pay to file, or you necessarily by law you don't have to pay, especially if it's simple filing. But these companies will hide it so that you will think that you have to pay, or they'll rig it so that it's like, oh, well, if you want to do this one little thing for tax prep, that goes into this category of now you have to pay. So it's like this category you have free. Oh, but you have to. Oh, but it's like, oh, but you have property taxes. Well, you're gonna have to pay in order for us to do that now. That's how that's how they do it. Omar says all these taxes are just a way for politicians to steal taxpayer money. Cobra Commander, good to see you. Says I used to I used to go through a professional CPA. Never trusted any tax company. Let me ask you, Cobra. Going through a CPA, um, was it cheaper or was it more expensive? Because the reason why I'm asking is because I know, and this was a couple of years ago. I think the max that they would take would be like $200, and this would be like a family member of mine. They have like three kids, and they claimed all their kids on the taxes, um, and then they would have to pay like $200 to like H&R Block, to get their tax return. Let me know. Yes, Big Basil says our Western systems are an utter scam. Absolutely. You know. Eric says demand more. See number 10 about taxes at 11demands.org/demands. I'll go there. That number 10. All right. Let me stop sharing. Oh wait, what did I do? Okay. Let's share a screen. All right. Okay. So number 10, revamp taxation and funding. Abolish all taxes except for highly progressive income taxes, wealth taxes, and taxes on large corporation. Eliminate tax loopholes. Use the tax system as a tool to address wealth inequality. Prosecute and potentially expel persons and corporations that abuse offshore tax havens. Fund state and local governments with federal dollars. Distribute it on a per person basis. Issue federal currency to promote the public good, not increase private profits. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Eric. I'll also put that in the chat too. All right. Yeah, and this is another problem. Robin Durian says every time the local and state government calculated my tax, it was wrong and way too much. Yeah. Yep, and Desert Mantis is right. It's another example of neoliberalism privatizing the public space. Pachico. Pachico is also a JB member. Pachico says, "Hey, JB and RB and community, government subsidizes TurboTax free file. The company collects and you still pay. Huge scam." So yeah, they're basically double dipping. So when you pay them, they also are getting paid by the government. So it's a double dipping scam. So they're just greedy as hell. Desert Mantis says the tax law is so complicated they almost force people to pay them to do their taxes. Yeah. Nadia says the truckload of Patriot Front guys that got arrested in Coeur d'Alene had a second formation of guys with long guns of some kind out there to do a pincer movement on the Pride Parade. Yeah, Patriot Front. That's the name. Yeah, those guys. They're doing some vile stuff out there. A paid H&R Block ad where not on TurboTax. I'm sorry, not on TurboTax sucks ass. I didn't see no ad. No, there's no ads on here. It's ad free. Let me see. Roger Meadow says Aurora the Joker, Colorado Springs Club Q, Columbine remind me never to move to Colorado. Yeah, unfortunately. That's also a good point. Wait, I thought I saw something. I hate when I miss stuff. I see something and I'm thinking I'm going, oh, okay. Roger also says a public bank is the most important initiative that we can push for above single payer, weed legalization, high rent due to speculation. All that, all of that reason is that is the undergirder of all of it. And yeah, I actually talked with a representative from the National Public Bank Coalition um, in my channel. So Alfeca Maturity. I spoke to her. So if you guys want to go and figure out what a national public bank is, she gives a great breakdown of what it is as well. So yeah, if you guys want to do that for your tax prep services, then I highly recommend it because then you guys won't end up having to pay all this money out. Or if you guys know somebody that does it for you, that you guys can just use, then go ahead and do that. But yeah. And then you guys can also go to, I think it's irs.gov, and they also have different sites as well that you guys can just go straight to. But yeah, do not allow these companies to shaft you when it comes to getting your tax returns and things like that. Don't let them do that to you because that's exactly what they're trying to do. And this is why I go through turbotaxsucksass.org and then boom. And it's funny when you think about the name, so it's easy to remember. And so just make sure to put .org, not .com, but .org, O-R-G. So all right. So let me stop sharing really quick. Um absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Now let me see something. Let me I think I had something else kind of funny. Okay. Let me go here. Okay. So that I think I had, you know, that was what I wanted to cover for the most part. Are you guys are you I kind of don't I kind of wanted to ask this question, but are some of you alone for today, or are some of you just with family but you just tuning in? I'm just curious about that because I don't know, I'm just kind of wondering because I was with the family earlier, and now I'll be going to bed soon because and I'm almost out of my tea. So it's been a long day. Okay, Omar saying with family and tuning in. Ah man. All right. Nadia said, "Well, you're not anymore, Nadia. Jessica, not anymore." Oh, Big Basil, you're all the way in England. Okay. Well, hopefully you're still with people. Ah, I got you. Okay, yep, X. Very nice. Oh, Venta Cafe says alone. Most of my fams are out of state or overseas. Oh man. Okay. Waba Cohen says it's a national holiday here in the United States. It's a national holiday, but really it shouldn't be a holiday because of the origins of it, when it comes to indigenous people. But unfortunately, because of propaganda and because of brainwashing here in the United States, people treat it as, it's really a whitewashing of the events that happened to the indigenous peoples, especially with the colonizers that came to this country. But it's celebrated as a holiday still, and it's a huge tradition for many families now. So yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, yes, yep, X is correct. It's a celebration of genocide and stolen land. Basically, that's what it is. But unfortunately, it's also one of the only days in the year where a lot of people can actually get together with their families and break bread. You know what I mean? So it's sad, you know. So, by the way, have you guys ever had butter chicken? That looks really, really good. I'm just saying, I always want to try it. I saw somebody make butter chicken with naan bread. I'm like, why? Why haven't I never tried that? It looks delicious. Uh, gosh, but yeah, I'm getting hungry now. Um, let me see. Uh, hang on. Mm, I wonder if I can go to my history because I saw it was at a short. Um, let me see. I don't know if I'll just put it in. Okay. I think this is it. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a quick. I don't know, Danny. I don't know if it's spreading sticks of butter. No, I just got an image of myself spreading sticks of butter all over myself. Don't think about it. Don't you dare. Hang on. Oh gosh. What in the hell? Anyway. Don't repeat what I just said. And don't y'all be tagging me on Facebook about what I just said. I know y'all. Nasty asses. Anyway. Let's go.
Butter chicken with garlic naan.
Yes. This looks delicious. God, this looks so good. I see what you said, Yipper. Oh my God. Oh my stars and stripes. Ah! No! Ah! Jesus! Oh! Oh!
Thanks, babe.
Oh! God! Oh!
G'day, babe. What do you want for dinner?
I want that for dinner. Hey, mate, I want that for dinner. Oh! Goat chicken naan bread. Oh! Hey, mate, make me a bowl, please. That's what I want to try. God, Danny, maybe you can try it with mushroom, maybe some portobello. Is that a possibility? I'm just saying. Look, I love a good fungus. I'm just saying. Yeah, I never had duck either. Look, how many poor people have actually had duck? Like, I'm poor as shit. I haven't never had duck. Or shiitake. Ooh, or oysters. That would be good too. Yeah. Yeah, I love a good fungus. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Can you imagine that that feeling? You actually get sleepy after eating turkey? Because I can eat a turkey sandwich and I won't feel sleepy afterwards. Is that is that that chemical that's in the meat of a turkey? Is that actually all just like BS? I'm actually kind of curious about that. But I'm just thinking if that's actually true, and you mix that with having some marijuana, like the combination would be like, you know, party on, dude. You know, I don't know. Let's go to sleep. You know, I don't know. I'm just asking. Okay, so I'm curious about a turducken, but I've never had duck. I don't know if I would like duck. I don't know, but we'll see. The, wait. Hold on. Bernard says the opposite of coffee and cocaine. Brian says, oh, you see, the 53rd National Day of Mourning was today on Coles Hill, unceded Wampanoag land around Plymouth, Massachusetts, and was actually live streamed along with ASL interpreters. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, tryptophan. That's what I was talking about. Like, is that actually true? Is that actually within? Wait, what? Yepek says cows at one point were given weed, and when they produced milk, it had THC in it. Got you. Can they make ice cream into that? Imagine THC infused ice cream. Oh, goody! That'd be crazy. Imagine you getting high off your balls on some rocky road. Or some butter pecan. Oh my goodness, getting your nuts roasted. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell Sabby I said that. Please don't tell Sabby I said that. Sabby's like my principal. I can't do this. Chestnuts roasting over an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Oh my gosh. THC cookie dough ice cream. See, okay, I'm sorry, Yipper. Don't get mad, but I am not a fan of THC. God, I almost said THC. Get the fuck out of here. I'm I'm not a big fan of cookie dough, raw cookie dough, and cookie dough ice cream. I'm sorry. Green tea ice cream sounds interesting, and pistachio ice cream. I would like to try that. So we'll, I would like to see that. Wadi, Poutine and Putin are so closely pronounced. When they say Putin, I think of poutine. Driving by train, high on poutine. Sorry. You would have thought I was high right now, didn't you? Okay. No, Will Perkins says not Nancy's ice cream. Oh my God. Sometimes I wonder if she's high. Sometimes I wonder if Nancy Pelosi is legitimately high. Like, she just gives me like boxed wine vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I can see her just with a glass of wine, just saying, "You have no idea. We feed people. We feed people. We feed people. That's what we do." Yeah, I can see Nancy drunk all the time. She just looks like one of those, one of them aunties that stay drunk. Interesting, Weddy. Poutine was banned for some time in some parts of France due to similarity in pronunciation early on in the conflict. Interesting. Maybe I should have had a couple shots before I did the stream. That would have been kind of wild, though. Then Nancy strikes me as more of the gin and tonic type. That's funny. Roger says tryptophan I think is unnatural because I don't get tired after eating organic turkey. Oh, interesting. Gamer says I do like frozen yogurt. I've had that before. Frozen yogurt is actually pretty good. And Pachico says THC ice cream can't be that hard. Yeah, I'd like to try it. Some THC infused soft serve would, yeah. And yeah, this is interesting. Kevin McCarthy is going to be speaker next month. Yeah. The funny thing though is that the Freedom Caucus is going to try to force a vote on different things that they actually want to do. And I'm just like, you know what? They're actually doing what we were on the left were pushing the progressives to do. But then a lot of people were like, "No, you shouldn't be doing that. We have better, we have better things to do." And it never got done. And so now we're actually going to watch the conservatives, the ultra right, actually for things. God. Anyway. Yeah. John says you have to decarboxylize the THC, break the carbon chains by heating it in a fat oil to make it digestible. This is why I said butter pecan, because if you have butter pecan, well, though, would you taste it though? I don't know. I don't know. Haagen-Dazs. No cookie dough. No, I don't do cookie dough. I just don't. Danny says, I can't wait for the Hunter Biden investigation. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, Hunter Biden, excuse me, Hunter Biden got to where he's at um, because of nepotism. And so because he got there because of nepotism, I see him no different as Ivanka or Donald Trump Jr. or whatever his demon spawn, whatever else his other demon spawn are named. Biden's demon spawn, Trump's demon spawn, whatever. So, but they all got to where they're at because of nepotism. And so, to be honest with you, they will be jumping at the chance to do an investigation on Ivanka Trump. So, to be honest with you, I honestly think it's fair to go after Hunter Biden, because the thing is that, you know, if he's using it, because his dad was then vice president, now president, yeah. This is true, John. This is true, because every single time I have an edible, it lasts a while. It does. I got some edibles left, and they're too tasty, and they're dangerous. DJ Comatose is in the chat saying, "Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Remember that song? Hey, y'all." Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, stream is a bit choppy. Oh, I hope not. But anywho, yeah, demon spawn. That's what exactly they are. Uh, you know, or demon seeds, whichever you want to call them. But yeah, so have you restarted your router recently? I've had a couple power outages over the last day or so. I think that's what it was. Also, maybe I should lower the the pixels to 720 because I got it at 1080 right now. So I might need to do that because I had it at 720 before, and that might be what's wrong. I might have it too high. But yeah. But if I turn off, then I'm ending the show. So I'll probably end up doing that. And plus, I don't have this is not on the hard line. I'm actually using Wi-Fi right now because the router is all the way on the other side of the house where it connects to the cable wire, and I don't have a way to put it all the way over there, and I can't put it in the living room because I literally have somebody sleeping in my living room. And yeah, so unfortunately, I have other people who live with me, and I can't necessarily have all that commotion around. Plus, I also get easily distracted, so that's why it's best for me to be in here. So I may just have to lower the resolution to 720 instead. Unfortunately, that's how the Fig Newton crumbles. Change the resolution to 420. Oh yeah, change the resolution to 420. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. Actually, I don't know if I can do that here. Let me see. Uh, uh no, that's not what I want. Oh, let me see. Let's. Hello, can you hear me? I hope so. Can't read this text at 420, but too high to care. All right, so yeah, I'll probably just stick to 720. I was trying to stick to 1080 because trying to get as clear a picture as I possibly can, but it doesn't. Whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna try. I've been lackadaisical on the reading of Dirty Truth by Michael Parenti, as well as reading the autobiography of Asada Shakur, but I need to get back on that. And what else am I going to do? I will be present for the JB show on RBN on Sunday. Also, wait, did you guys subscribe yet? Did you like the stream yet? If I go to the stream, will I see 40 likes? You promise? Let me check. Like check. 1 2 1 2. Ooh, 75 likes. Okay. If you guys haven't liked, then please make sure to give a like. All right. Maybe 40 likes in a mule. Anywho. So yeah, I will be back on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Just like always. I just wanted to make sure that you guys at least had something, to interact with. People who weren't people who felt alone on like today. I just really didn't want you guys to feel like that. And I know what it's like, to be honest with you. I remember one time, and it's not going to be a long story. I remember one time we were going through a hurricane, and I had my own place, and Danny, this is not RBN. This is my own channel. Remember? This isn't RBN. So yeah, but so yeah, we were going through a hurricane and I had nobody living with me. So I was by myself and I had no food. And I literally had to call a friend to bring by food. So I basically went through the hurricane by myself at home. And yeah, it was just tough. So I kind of know what it's like to be alone. It's not fun. And so I want you guys to know that you're not alone, that, we're here with you. And always remember that you matter because you do. And I think that's something that a lot of times we don't really say to each other anymore or display to each other anymore. So at least let me be the one to say it to you, that you matter, you know. Thanks, JM. JM's JB member says, I'm sorry, gave a super sticker. Thank you so very much. Oh, no. The thing is, it's tough because, sometimes you do have friends, but the thing is that they're busy, and you necessarily can't call them, and then on top of that, if they're with family and things like people like that, you don't want to take them away from that. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. Yeah. But JB's got to go to bed. JB's got to be up early in the morning. Man, I should have took some of that chocolate cake back home and maybe see if they had some ice cream. See, now I want dessert. Anyway. Well, it was good to see all y'all. I got you. Anywho, I just wanted to thank you all for joining in. Wait a minute. Stop. Y'all know. Water your plants. Water yourselves. Leave the world better than you found it. Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. Laugh. Be happy. Remember that you matter. Reading is fundamental. Power to the people. Forehead kisses. Ha! Yeah! Every single one of you. You get a forehead kiss. You get a forehead kiss. You get a forehead kiss. Everybody gets a forehead kiss.